Happy Friday the 13th, November 2020. That's a scary thought. Three things I learned in SaaS Sports Tech and live events for this week. Number one of my favorites, a story I've told a million times. When I got done with college, I started interviewing for sales jobs, and I finally got offered a few. And one of them, when I was walking out of the office, I saw the sales standings on the wall, and it scared the heck out of me. And I called my dad afterwards. I said, look, I just can't live in a world where I would be at the bottom of that board and everybody would see it all day long. And he said something that stuck with me forever. You know, Tony, have you ever been at the bottom of anything you've ever tried in your life? And the answer to that was obviously no. And it opened the door to me to an entire industry that I love being a part of today. You know, new jobs, new numbers, new companies, new rounds, new expectations, and new environments, they can be really intimidating. But so can we. Whatever's in front of us, there's no reason to be any different. That's number one. Number two, sales silver bullets don't exist. All the time, salespeople come in and they say they're going to work smarter and not harder. But the fact of the matter is, if you do find a sales silver bullet, it's going to be mass marketed quickly or bought by a competitor. So even if you do get the opportunity to find one, it's a very, very short window. Fair warning. Automation is making it very crowded in the sales world right now, and the hustlers are starting to separate themselves again. You know, it never changes that we have people coming in and saying they're going to work harder, not smarter. And that kind of arrogance is easy to beat because there are those out there who are willing to work smarter and harder. You know, the sales tools that we're looking at are meant to expand our team's reach and to get more performance, not the same performance with less work. Back when I was at StubHub in 2004, our game changed when we created an algorithm in our market that would help us sell to better leads. I got to do that for about 2 months and then was called into headquarters because I was at the top of the sales leaderboard and I was told to share the algorithm. And then it was on to the next search for the silver bullet. But the one thing that was consistent in all of that, just had to work harder than everybody else. That's number two. And number three from the book, The Inevitables. Real sustainable economic growth does not stem from new resources, but from existing rearranged resources to make them more valuable. You know, there's deals closing over the next 6 months that include all of the major things you can imagine. World Cup 2026, LA 2028, consolidators, agencies, ticketers, sports tech, SPACs. They're all already in motion with all the big names and agencies that you would imagine are remixing. There's been enough action this week to fill about a year in our space. That deck is reshuffling. Those with contacts, Rolodexes, and money, you know, think the major agencies, the private equities, and the up-and-comers, are making moves which are changing secondary ticketing and hospitality. Everybody wants to copy the OLE model, or they want to disrupt what's happening in ticketing and distribution right now. Think the big names who've wanted in for a while, the Elevates, the Legends, the Endless PE, the SPAC money. They're as active as ever, while incumbents are already emerging quickly. So stay aware of what's happening over the next few months, because when we come back, it's going to look very different. That's it for this week, and we'll see you next week.